Hello, I'm Tan the Tambio TC channel, and I'm just using this for my backdrop for now. I will be doing some read-alongs, more of Batman, probably today. And I'm sorry for delaying the Batman stuff, but I wanted to talk more AI stuff. A couple other things came to mind when I was talking to Dave. I actually made this video a couple times, but because my storage couldn't fit it at the time, and then like something corrupted, got ruined my videos, I had to re-record it again. So hopefully I don't mess up, but I wanted to talk about the AI thing. I wanted to bring up the first weird thing. So first off, I want to say anybody like if you've seen that comment that Moist Critical read in his video on the Catley thing or whatever, and I don't trust that game. It's kind of reminding me of Days Gone a little bit. It might be a Days Gone situation. Who knows? Hopefully not. But I don't really care for it either. It doesn't look like something I'd be interested in. Um, but yeah, I was thinking like the guy who said like frick the voice actors, cheap voice actors that have their lines repeated. I'm just thinking a couple of things. One, how disrespectful and disgusting. While there are actors that do uh, fumble with their dialogue, like take Ada from the Resident Evil 4 remake, like you can tell she's freaking phoning it in like hell. She's just really boring. Even Critical Nobody and several other in Act Man and such even pointed out how freaking stiff and stilted her dialogue is. It actually sounds like it was written by AI, ironically. But are you going to seriously spit on and say "f you" to like awesome actors like Steve Bloom, Keith David, Michael Ironside, Mark Hamill, Peter Cullen, Troy Baker, just so many freaking awesome actors, voice actors out there and voice actresses. Like, you're gonna spit on them? Like, what the frick is your problem? Alone, all the characters here that you see have a voice actor that is a freaking awesome individual in some way, shape, or form. That have has been voiced by one or multiple people. I know Optimus Prime alone has had multiple voice actors, but Peter Cullen is like one of the most defining voice actors for Optimus Prime, and it's just a disgusting thing. Also, there comes the problem with that. Stuff like my friend Dave had a better example, though I can't find it right now. But I'm thinking of that one AI written or read like fan. I don't know if it was a freaking. It was some Harry Potter AI generated story, and you know how messy and stupid that sounded? Like, not only would you get repeated dialogue with AI as well, but it would just be very sloppy and disjointed, and you could clearly tell that it was not written by a human. um, Even and like the whole voice stealing thing. I remember watching Ackman's video on Roger Clark interview with Red Dead Redemption, where he's like against the idea of the AI thing, um, using voices without the permission of the original person. And some companies could just disregard that stuff. It's kind of like that Mike Burnfire argument he had with Zach, where they were talking about this gun that couldn't be made, but he said, "What if I disregarded legality on that? What if something like Activision with Call of Duty did the same, a similar situation?" It's just like, yeah, that's absolutely disgusting. And with stuff like that, it's just like I thought of a example too that weirdly ages well. I hate the movie, but Charlie and the Chocolate Factory with his father and him working at a toothpaste factory, and then a robot or whatever replaces him, and then he becomes later in the movie the repairman for the robot. Not only is that relevant, but it shows that like a human's probably going to always be there or involved in something, whether good or bad. in when a robot or AI messes up, and they're most likely going to mess up. Another thing to think about is because we're humans and we mess up and we're not perfect, none of us are, no matter how much we want to think so or believe so. We are not perfect, and uh, yeah, just getting sick alone is an imperfection of us. And that translates into AI and stuff, especially since people can sometimes bum rush stuff or think that we're totally ready to go on with AI, like controlling this or that or whatever, being in everything. But we probably don't have the full understanding, and bum rushing stuff is just not a very smart way of doing that. And it kind of feels like that, like people are rushing for that stuff in some situations, and like the Cat Lee or the Call of Duty stuff, and it's just freaking super obvious crap. I think it's just more. I like the genuine and the personality and the human aspect of having true art and such, where I just don't get any of that from AI. No matter how good the art is, I will always know that if it's AI generated, it's not genuine. It does not have that human aspect to it. And I know there's several arguments that people could make on trying to defend that stuff, as I've seen before, but you need that genuine side to it, or it just isn't the same. It's kind of like having a character developed in your story, a well developed character. Say, what if the Baldur's Gate characters weren't nearly as developed as well as they were, and they were given a very sloppy backstory, or probably not even a backstory at all? That's kind of how it feels. The equivalent of, it's like, I don't know this character. I don't care about this character. I guess AI is more the equivalent of, like, say, Mulan from the remake of Mulan, where genuine human emotion and stuff put into something comes from. Also, AI is always probably gonna be messy no matter what, and needs somebody to repair it or be there to figure something out with it when it messes up. So it's probably always gonna be that person that needs to be there. AI can probably even be used for bad, depending. uh, I mean, there's definitely uses you could find for AI, but like I said in the previous video, I think like something like money would have to become irrelevant. Otherwise, who the frick's gonna buy your AI stuff if everybody is like fired from their job, or most people are fired from their jobs and not able to make money to buy said stuff? You'd have to make something like money irrelevant, or money, and that's not going to happen because a lot of the big heads of like corporations and stuff are not going to like agree with that. I think even smaller companies will see that being a problem too. They won't think of it at first, but then they'll realize it over time. It may take a long time for that stuff, but I just think that would make things just worse than better, if anything. Just like Alfred says in The Dark Knight. And weirdly, Dark Knight has a lot of quotable lines that are still relevant and can be used today. Uh, Freaking, what is the quote? It's, things are always going to get worse before they get better. And I feel like this could be one of those situations if we let it get out of control. But, anyways, I hope you enjoyed or found something interesting or informative. I don't know. This is probably the 5th time I've done this video. You can probably tell. And yeah. And I was a bit stumbling on my words and I was having a little trouble trying to figure out what I wanted to say, but I knew, and it eventually came to me. So, I mean, I was going to know because how many times I had to freaking do it in the first place. But I have a bad memory. I might as well be a goldfish. No. But you have an awesome day nonetheless. Remember to, if you did enjoy, like, share, and subscribe, leave your comments below, and I will see you next time. Even though there's like the only thing going on is me talking and this in the background. That's about it. The focus on this freaking thing has been weird here and there, so sorry about that too. But you have an awesome day nonetheless. Bye bye!